Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Bon.
All right. We are live, official. Got my man Big Mike in the house from Did You See That, man? Got some family up in here, bro. It's been a minute.
It has, especially on your channel, collab, and yeah. So thanks,
Yeah.
Richard, for having me, bro. Really appreciate
Nah,
it.
thanks for taking the time to join me, to talk Cobra Kai, because unfortunately I live here in butt scratching Sanford, Florida, where nobody here watches Cobra Kai. So I have nobody to talk to except for my 8-year-old son, and sometimes he can't keep up with me. So, thank you for being here to be my therapy
Of
to get
course,
out everything that I want to say here.
a lot
Yeah,
to
no,
discuss.
what's that?
I'd say a lot to discuss.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. And I'm gonna make sure. I didn't do it yet, Mike. So, but when the stream is over, I'm gonna put your link in the description because I didn't know who was coming or not. So, I didn't want to put the shit in there, and then you didn't come. So, I'm gonna definitely put your link in the description. So look out for Mike's link. Did you see that? Go check him out. He talks everything movies. Back to the Future fan, filmmaker. Now you have a short film out that you put out on your channel. Say that was very creative. And they just do it all, man. Just a renaissance man here, man. So appreciate you being on, bro. So
Well, thanks, Richard, for having me, man. Really, really do appreciate it. And I always love getting together to talk Cobra Kai, Karate Kid. So,
yeah, yeah, man.
yeah,
Look, Mike, it's karate time.
it
Yes,
is.
sir.
It is.
All right. So here we go. Cobra Kai season 6, part 1, the first 5 episodes. First of all, do you like this format that they're doing where they're separating it into 3 parts?
I don't think it's too bad of an idea because it
Mm,
kind of gets you excited. And also, by the time November comes around, I can guarantee me and you will probably go back and watch part 1 again in
right.
preparation. So for Netflix, it's just going to be numbers just going up and up and up.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that they've separated it because I think next year we're getting the Karate Kid movie.
Yeah, yeah. Which I heard is not connected to Cobra Kai, but I don't see how they would have Ralph Macchio in there and it's not connected to the Cobra Kai series.
You
So
can't.
yeah, you can't. Yeah, so unless they're doing like some multiverse type thing where this is Daniel from Earth 414 or something like that. you know,
Maybe.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I like it because I'm such a fan of this show, so I don't mind them stretching it out like that because usually when they drop a season, I binge the whole season in one day. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Right.
past, even I mean, I'm a day one. I started when it was on YouTube Red. That's how far back I go. I was a day one fan, and I binge watched the whole thing in 3 hours, nonstop, no breaks. Just get up to go to the bathroom, come back, and that's how much of a fan I am. So the fact that they're doing it like this, it gives us time to like digest, and marinate. You know what I'm saying? Think on it. As opposed to watching the whole thing and then it's like it's over. Now we got to wait like another year or so. Or in this case, this is it. This is the swan song. This is the end. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, your overall thoughts for the first 5 episodes? Because there's mixed reactions to this. Surprisingly, I went on YouTube and watched a couple of reviews, and is this kind of going like this? Like some people are not really liking it. Some people are calling it mid. People like us really does. So, what did you think about the first 5?
Yeah, I think for most part, really loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It gave us a bit of continuity of season 5, but obviously set a few months. I think it's a few months later. Could be wrong.
I think so. Yeah, because they're starting school back. So I think season 5 ended with the end of I guess their junior year, and then it picks up when school starts back up. So yeah, I guess a few months.
Mm.
Yeah, in which Kenny shot up like 5 or 6 inches. his voice dropped like 2 in one summer. I didn't know that was possible.
He's had a growth spurt, that's for sure.
Yeah, wasn't that funny seeing him and Robbie? Like he was like a lot taller than Robbie, and I said, "Damn!" I said, "Kenny's a lot bigger than Robbie now, man." That was kind of funny to see.
I mean, with this, we'll get on to Kenny. I'm sure we'll be talking about characters and stuff like that. But
Right,
yeah, to
right.
get back to your question, man. Yeah, so I think for the most part, I loved it. A lot of positives, few little nitpicks. I know we've talked off camera about, and I'm sure we'll share here. But yeah, for the most part, it's got me kind of intrigued what they're going to do for the rest of the season, and also if they're going to bring in certain characters as well.
Right, right.
What about yourself?
I loved it. I loved every episode. Like even the stuff that, like I said, I'm such a fan of this show, so I guess I'm a little biased. So even the stuff that doesn't work, I still give a pass to. So, your harshest criticism might be like, oh, that wasn't so bad. That's just me. That's how much I'm a fan of this show. But yeah, I loved everything so far. What I'm saying? It hit all the beats that Cobra Kai hits that it's supposed to, and then has surprisingly emotional beats too, where I found myself getting a little choked up a little bit, like, yo, we're gonna get to that in a second too. Like that hit me. Oh my God. Like I'm looking at my kids like I'm about to cry. What's happening here? It was a few times like that. All right, so okay, as far as the positives go, okay, we're gonna positives, negatives, and standout characters, best arcs and whatnot. So we're gonna start with the positives. Okay, so what positives did you have? Like, what are the things that stood out to you where you're like, damn, that's on point right there?
I think for me, one of the biggest ones was two fights in particular. I mean, there was three fights. I would say three fights. We finally got a Johnny Lawrence versus Mike Barnes.
Mike fucking Barnes, yeah.
Right. I was hoping we were going to get that fight. Who is the the crease bad boy out of the two of them?
Right.
So I loved that. It was only a very mild fight, but I still loved it. I also like that we got partially Johnny in a Chosen fight. I thought that was really cool.
Right.
And I also love the fight where they're in the college frat house, I think it is.
Oh, with Kyler, yeah.
Yeah, those were like that scene was really cool, and the music was great. Follow that scene,
right?
So yeah, I mean, first positive, definitely the fights.
The choreography, yeah.
What did you think of those fights?
The Mike Barnes Johnny Lawrence fight surprised me a little bit, but then it didn't, because if you go off the power scale of these characters, Mike Barnes was Daniel LaRusso's toughest foe. Like, this guy was like the Ivan Drago of Daniel LaRusso's opponents, because if you remember the third movie, Mike could have beat him anytime he wanted to. Like at the All Valley, Mike could have finished him easily. But Terry Silver was like, no, you're going to drag it out. You're going to gain a point, lose a point. So Mike was able to dictate the fight like he wanted to, until Daniel had some, it is his movie, so he does have to win. But Johnny Lawrence, Daniel beat Johnny on one leg. He beat Johnny Lawrence at his peak, at his, at the height of his shit, on one fucking leg, with only 6 weeks experience in karate, So if you go over a power scale, technically Mike Barnes is supposed to beat Johnny. But once again, I'm biased, so I'm okay. I'll give it this. Okay, well, Mike Barnes did stop fighting for a while, and Johnny never stopped fighting. So I guess you can give it that, where Johnny was consistent, whereas Mike, he started selling furniture. But I did like the fight, and I did like that it was a clear winner. It wasn't, on some, well, you guess what happened. Like, kind of like with Johnny and Chosen, I feel like we got cheated there because we didn't see a clear winner of that fight. We just saw them smiling and, hey, I'm going to hit you, okay? I'm going to hit you back. We're buds, right? Yeah, but we're going to kick each other. But you never see who wins the fight.
Nah.
Yeah. Which I would assume would be Chosen, because Chosen, to me, is the better out of all of them, fighting-wise.
Right.
Even Daniel. You remember season 3, he got the best of Daniel, so Chosen should have won that easily.
Yeah, it was that kind of like poison move, wasn't it? Where he made the limbs.
Yeah, he numbed the limbs. Yeah. But but the fight choreography I thought was on point. Like, I think each season they stepped it up in the choreography, and plus you could tell the characters how much they've practiced and learned the martial arts. You know what I'm saying? So that each season they get more convincing in their fighting, especially Robbie and Miguel. Like, they just get better each time you see them. So the fights were definitely a standout, and the training for the Sakai Takai, the trials to see who's going to make the team. That was really interesting, because I don't know about you, but me and my kids, we were like picking, okay, who's going to make the Sakai Takai? So we all had our own picks of who was going to go, and I was off by one.
Oh, not bad.
I was off by one. Yeah. As far as that goes, did you have your picks for who's going to go to the Sakai Takai? And were you right?
Yes and no. I mean, of course, I mean, I probably you would have guessed, Rashad. Like when Mike Barnes stepped in to do that training, there was kind of like maybe 6 to 8 obvious candidates, and the rest of them were background extras. So I'm like, well, they're not going to get picked.
Yeah.
Like half of them I've never seen at Miyagi-Do ever.
Right.
So yeah, so I mean, I guessed like obviously Miguel, Robbie, Sam, and Tori.
Mm-hmm.
Those ones, I was like, that's a given.
Yeah, I think everybody called that one. Yeah.
Right, but kind of Dimitri, Hawk, Devin, Kenny, and Anthony LaRusso. No, not as such, because I was like, you would gather kind of Hawk because of being a former All Valley.
Right.
But then Dimitri was stepping up, and obviously Jasmine, his girlfriend, was like, he suddenly got this wave of confidence around him.
Yeah.
But then Johnny was like so desperate to get Devin on, so I was like, is she going to get picked? So, and look, I didn't get it all right, though, no.
Devin, yeah, we're going to get to her too, man. Devin, oh my God, Devin. Poor child, man. Yeah. But so the positives, the choreography, the storytelling. I think the storytelling is solid as always. That John Horowitz and I forgot the other guy that's over the show, but they have this magic thing that they do where they're able to incorporate cheese and yet good storytelling at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because you could almost call this a guilty pleasure, like compared to other shows that's out there. You're like, this is like 90210 or like Saved by the Bell, but with karate, but it works. As cheesy as the show can be, and somehow it still works. So I think the storytelling is just as solid as ever. The writing, I think the character arcs also, like where all these characters came from and where they're going. Okay, right. which is segue to the next question. So those are the positives that I have. Now, as far as so negatives. Okay, I have very few. Okay, well, there's one thing that bothered me. And I think it was you I talked with this about, but there's one thing that bothered me, and is that Kreese is a fugitive, right? How in the hell? You know what I mean? Kreese is a fugitive. This motherfucker went to Korea and then back to the States and then back to Korea again under the radar with no, like, how is that even possible?
and then after going back to Korea, he's now in Spain.
He was able to go to Barcelona. Like, did he swim? Did he ride Godzilla's back? Like, how the fuck did he do this, man? Oh my God. Okay. All right. Well, elaborate. What's up? And Miguel got nerf again. What do you mean? Somebody losing to Robbie?
I'm guessing that's what that means.
Well, yeah. I will address that. I knew that Robbie was going to beat him only because Miguel beat Robbie already in the All Valley, right? And then he beat him at the school, even though Robbie got the last kick. But come on, Miguel won that fight. And then Hawk beats him at the All Valley. So Robbie really has not really been winning. But Robbie is a top-tier fighter, so you can't be a top-tier fighter and not win a fight. So I knew that they had to give him something, especially when he kept saying, I'm tired of coming in second place. I'm always coming in second place. So like wrestling, man, Miguel had to put him over. It was inevitable. It had to happen.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Now, what are you going to say?
Yeah. No, I just listening. Yeah. No, I get what. Yeah, they kept saying.
Oh, well, thank you, Film Review Central. All right.
Yeah. I can agree. Like, we'll get to that as well. We'll get to that. But no, man. What I was just going to quickly add about the Robbie Miguel. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I agree. Personally, I wanted Miguel to win, though. But
same here. I'm Team Miguel day one. Remember, Mike? I used to hate Robbie. Yeah. Remember, we used to always have conversations. I could not stand Robbie, but after season 4, the character did kind of grow on me. So I'm like, okay, Robbie's okay. He went through going through the dark side, and now he's a Jedi. He's good now. He's a Padawan. But I knew that Robbie was going to get over, and he was going to become team captain. You have to have a Lawrence, and you have to have a LaRusso. So it's obvious that a LaRusso and a Lawrence are the team captains because those are the coaches. It adds to the conflict. All right.
Right.
But back to my negative. Yeah, that was the one thing that I just kind of raised the eyebrow on. Like, come on, man, really? Kreese is able to teleport to it being a fucking fugitive, you know?
He should be in the MCU with them superpowers.
Exactly.
I mean,
other than
in reality, man, just to kind of expand on that quickly.
Okay.
In reality, so how would you, if you had to take a guess, how do you think he got from place to place?
I don't know, because he's not rich. He doesn't have any rich friends except for Terry Silver. He's in prison now. I don't know how the hell he pulled that off. I don't know.
I don't know if that Kim lady's got money on or not. I don't think it's ever explained, really.
Nah, well, because remember, Terry was the one that flew her out to the States. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Terry Silver was the one with all the money. So I don't know how he did it. Let's just, I guess he's a Vietnam vet that's mastered survival skills. So the man just knows how to get shit done.
I mean, yeah, I just wish to kind of give some explanation behind that.
Right.
Because, as you said, he's a fugitive. He's on the run. The police are after. Obviously, he's going to be a really wanted man. Like posters everywhere. So like the helicopters are going to go around.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how is he escaping all of this? And plus, he can't move that fast.
Yeah, the man, he can barely walk. Him and Hulk Hogan right now have the same walk. If you notice, one of his legs turns in, and the man can barely stand up. It's true, man. Look. Oh man, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I seen Hulk Hogan walking at the Republican National Convention. I'm like, somebody give this man a wheelchair or a scooter, man. He should not be walking like that, man. Oh shit. Yeah, man. But you know what? Look, I guess this is where suspension of disbelief comes in. You just have to roll with it, I guess. Like, look, I don't know if they're ever gonna explain that, how he did that.
No.
Just like, and here's another thing too, Mike. Just like, okay, how can they explain how Master Kim is still alive? Like, I wish there was a camera catching my reaction watching that, because when they first showed him, I said, wait a minute. I said, he's still alive? Because Mike, do the math. Okay, this is like what, late 70s where they see Master Kim, right? Young Kreese, young Silver. Right. He's got to be like in his 60s back then in the 70s. 50 years later, this dude's got to be pushing 100 or past 100. Which is possible, but this motherfucker should be in a bed, catatonic. You know what I'm saying? Can't do that.
It's like he hadn't aged in a day.
Hasn't aged a day, just the hair got whiter. I said, wait a minute, so how is it that you walk better than Kreese? And Kreese is 30 years younger than you. Come on, man.
Very true.
Yeah. See, I mean, I'm biased, man, but I still can call bullshit when I see it, man. But I still love it though. You know.
I think it's just that suspension of disbelief, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like they give you everything else that's great, and then those things are like, yeah, audiences aren't going to guess that, you know?
Right. Like, even when you see Kreese fight, right, like, you know it's going to be a stunt double. I think that's why the showrunners decided to, I think it was season 5 when he was fighting in prison, and instead of actually showing Kreese a stunt double, they said, let's just make it young Kreese, okay? Let us use young Kreese in the fight scene, then when it's over with, cut back to old Kreese, because there's no way I'm going to believe that the guy that walks like this all of a sudden is doing you cut to, you know, fuck out of here, man.
Well, I don't know if you noticed this, Rashad, but I said this to Emma because we watched Cobra Kai together. Well, the first 3 episodes anyway.
Right.
You know, in episode 2, which we'll get into as well, like when he's going on that quest to get the knife.
Okay.
Well, there's part where he's rowing a boat.
And
there was a part where he was walking through some like wheat fields or something like that.
Right.
The back shot of the back of his head, I was like, that's not Kreese.
It's a body double.
I could swear that was a body double. I was like, that is not him.
Yeah.
And even on the boat, the back of him, like rowing the boat, I was like, that's not him.
That's not him. Yeah. Well, that's why you have to show the back of him, because you know, that's filmmaking magic, man. Yeah, because even Martin Cove's got to be knocking on 80s. I think him and Stallone around the same age, and it shows, big time. So yeah, but those are my little nitpicks. I said, okay, Kreese, and then Sensei Kim. How is he alive and still in his right mind at 100+ years old? Like, you telling me he outlived Mr. Miyagi and Sato? That must be some bad fucking water he's drinking, man.
Yeah, true. Or the training that he's doing is just so great. Right. Everyone needs to be on that.
Exactly. All right, so your negatives, your nitpick. Here's your chance to vent. What you didn't like.
Yeah, so I think definitely the part with Kreese, as you said. I touched on it before, but I didn't like that quest he went on in episode 2. I just thought it was stupid. But then also, how did he survive that venom bite from the snake or the cobra?
The cobra. Yeah, that's a good question, because cobras don't they have like the most deadliest venom out of any snake?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Unless, like, usually you have to have a cure if you get bitten, of course, right. You die. So I was like, well, how's he didn't take anything, not that I saw.
Nah.
But again, suspend disbelief, I guess. And I think besides that, man, not really too much. I think just little things here and there, like little nitpicks, or towards the end of episode 5, it felt like things were rushed a little bit.
Right.
To get to like that final shot where we see Kreese in Spain with the team. Because I don't know if you noticed, but I think it was from episode 3 up to about episode 5, we don't see that new Cobra Kai team at all.
Right.
And
I think you're right. Yeah.
Because they focus on them for the first 2 or 3 episodes to try build them up and show what threat they're up against. But then from there, you just see Kreese approach Tori, and then you see them on the mat. But there's only 4 of them.
Right.
I think it was 3 of the students, and then obviously Tori, which I know we'll discuss. So I'm just wondering, well, who's the other 2 going to be?
Well, it's gotta be, because I didn't see remember the first number 1 student that was supposed to be like I didn't see him out there, so I guess maybe he's the other one. I guess maybe.
I don't know, because you'd think they would show that.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, I did think that was weird that they didn't show the whole team. Unless we have a couple of wild cards, What if Kenny had joined the team and they don't show that till later on, because Kenny Kenny disappeared after the shitting accident, so
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm tired of bickering between Johnny and Daniel. I thought we moved past that. And listen, Daniel and Johnny, look, that's always gonna be a thing. They could be the best of friends and still break each other's balls. That's what they do, man. That's real friendship. It wouldn't be Johnny and Daniel if they didn't, argue and disagree. I think it's funny.
I think it is as well, but the one part that always gets me is whenever they bicker, especially towards episode 5, Johnny's like, "Oh, I'll help you out. We'll do the tournament, but after that, we're done." Right. But he always says something like that with Daniel, and at the end of the season, he's like, "Oh, hey, come here, my best friend. Give me a hug,"
It's because it's inevitable, man. Like Ali told him in season 3, like, listen, you two are more alike than you know. As different as they are, they're still at the core. Karate brings them together. You know what I mean? So I don't mind the bickering, but okay. So that goes into the next part, the characters. Okay. Favorite characters, least favorite characters. To me, it's kind of funny, Mike, because The Karate Kid is my second favorite movie of all time, right? But through the duration of this show, Daniel LaRusso has always gotten on my last fucking nerve. And this season is no exception. From babying Anthony when he got his nose bloodied to just, I don't know, man. Just Daniel, I don't know. It seems like shit that goes wrong on the show is because of Daniel. You know what I mean? Like even the whole thing where they stopped Tori from fighting Sam, and Johnny was like, dude, like let her get it out. And Daniel's like, no, she's not in her right mind. She can't, which I understand, but no, if she wants to go, let her do what she needs to do to get past this. That's what Johnny was trying to tell him. And Daniel, I don't know, man. Daniel just gets on my damn nerves. So I gotta say, so far, Daniel is my least favorite character. Devin started out, I was rooting for Devin, but then Devin let me down. I didn't know she was. I don't know. Like, you could probably answer if that even fit her character. Like, she didn't seem like the type that'll do something like that. I just knew that was Anthony that spiked that water, but it was her. Daniel and Devin are my least favorites, and usually it's Daniel and Robbie and Anthony that I always hated. But this case is Daniel and Devin. What about you?
I think I've got to agree. Yeah, definitely LaRusso. He's always the root cause of any problem.
Right.
And I still don't like his son Anthony.
Yeah.
Not fine. And I don't mind Devin. I think the reason for her decision was just the fact that she was putting in all this work, but then Johnny was distracting Mike Barnes during it, or he had to go to Mike Barnes for her to get a second opportunity.
Right.
So I think she just felt a bit outnumbered, but she did it in the wrong way.
Right.
Which you're right, didn't really fit like her character. So you're right, it kind of felt like left field.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say probably them that I can think top of my head.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? That could be foreshadowing, Mike, of what's to come, because what she did is a Cobra Kai move. The first thing I thought of is when that scene, I forgot what season it was. I think it might have been 2, where Kreese told him to kick the pot off of the tree, and everybody missed it, and then Hawk just kicked it down. He's like, wait a minute, he cheated. No, he didn't. He did what I told him to do. I told him to get it down. He got it down. So Devin wanted to go. She did whatever she had to do to make the team.
Right.
That's a Cobra Kai attribute that Kreese looks for. So there's definitely going to be a couple of wild cards, and I feel like either Kenny or Devin is going to end up joining Cobra Kai. Devin, of course, and then like I said, Kenny, because when what happened, he just knew Anthony set that up, and I can't tell his dad because his dad ain't going to believe me. So we didn't see Kenny no more after that.
I feel like I don't know about you, Rashad, but I feel like the Kenny arc this season has been pretty bad.
Trash.
Like, they've done him really bad. Like, they should have kept him with the animosity he had at the end of season 5, conflicted, not knowing what's going on.
Right.
And it would have made sense for him to go to Kreese with that animosity still. Like, maybe Robbie, have those scenes where Robbie was trying to talk to him and trying to apologize.
Right.
And, like, his brother giving that wisdom. But he should have still had the animosity, because he had the animosity. Robbie was trying to get through to him, of course. It was cool to see his older brother back. I like that interaction.
Yeah, Sean, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. And then after that, he decides, oh, yeah, I'm going to be a good guy again. So he goes to Miyagi-Do to be accepted straight away.
Right.
He has, like, a little bit of beef with LaRusso again. And then you're right, after that poo incident, he just disappears. And I'm just like, what's going on with him?
Well, I will say this. I was on board at first. I was on board with what they did with him, you know what I'm saying? Because I think they were just trying to show that Kenny at heart is still a good kid, you know what I'm saying? Because before he joined Cobra Kai and learned karate, he was just, he liked to play online games. He was a nerd, and then he was forced into a situation where you had to be mean. And, real quick, like I've seen situations like that where I've seen good kids turn out aggressive and bad because of the bullying background, and then they became the bully. I know somebody personally that happened to, where like overnight they did like a switch, and it's like, damn, who is this guy? You went from being that guy you pushed around to that guy of you don't want to mess with. So I think they were just trying to show that Kenny at heart was still a good person, and that everything that I learned was a lie, but still that's what saved my life, though. That's what made me stronger, was this philosophy. But this philosophy is bullshit, so let me give this a chance. But now he's going to be even more conflicted. It's like, okay, I try to do the right thing, and I still get shitted on, So I think that's going to make him even worse than ever if they go that route. So I think if he goes down the Cobra Kai road again, there's no turning back for this kid. I don't even know if Sean can get through to him.
Well, I wonder what route they're gonna go, because the big focus now is going to be them in Spain,
right?
Because they've showed that at the end of the episode. So I can't imagine they're going to go back to America for many shoots. I mean, I could be wrong.
Right.
But I'm just thinking, if they don't, what would be the point of the whole poo incident if there's no resolution to him and LaRusso's kid?
Yeah. Like I said earlier, that there might be. That's why we didn't see the other members of the team, because there's probably that time jump where Kreese recruited Kenny, and he's going to show up in Barcelona.
But then also the other kind of, I guess, nitpick, I guess you can say, which again is also kind of suspend disbelief, is so obviously the incident with Tori, which I know we'll probably speak about in a bit.
Yeah.
But obviously she goes to Kreese's Cobra Kai side at the end. We see her in Spain. How the hell did she get from America to Korea to Spain? And how long was it when she left the Miyagi-Do after that incident? She then saw Kreese and thought, I'll give him a call. Right. She then met him to go to Korea, to go to Spain. Just like, what?
Mike, I wish I had an answer, bro. Because Kreese ain't got no money. Tori obviously doesn't have any money, Kreese doesn't have any hookups anymore with money now. If Terry Silver was still in the picture, that'd be the obvious. Okay, Terry set that up, but he's in the penitentiary somewhere, making somebody his bitch. I listen. Suspend disbelief, man.
I really hope somewhere online someone interviews Martin Cove and says, "How did you get from Korea to America?"
To Barcelona.
To Barcelona, yeah.
That's a good question, man. Now, okay, so as far as like the characters that I really gravitate towards, Johnny Lawrence, he's my spirit animal. Even though Johnny did some things that kind of got on my nerves, like the whole trying to like distract Mike while he was supposed to be watching Devin. I'm like, Johnny, shut up and just let him watch, But Johnny's my spirit animal, man. Me and Johnny Lawrence are the same person, except he's white. I'm a bald black dude, but we're basically the same. We're the same damn person, man. Both of us are so out of touch with a lot of shit, and ignorant in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? So Johnny's still always gonna be my number one character. And of course Miguel. I've been a day one fan of Miguel, but come on, I gotta say, man, the standout is Peyton List as Tori. I never thought that Tori, who was just a side character in season 2, would be to this point where she has the best arc on this show. Hands down, the best arc on this show, man. Like, I don't know what she channeled to bring out that performance, but Mike, I looked at my kids, I said, yo, she's acting her ass off here. Yeah. So Johnny, to me, Johnny and Tori are my picks as far as so far my favorite characters. And I just want to add real quick, Chosen I think was wasted too. Chosen, I guess they're gonna bring him in later on, man. But it seemed like Chosen was there, but then he just like sidelined him quick and got him up out of there.
Yeah, it felt like he was there for a lot of just comic relief a lot of the time.
Right.
And then I don't know if he's going to have an arc where he's going to go back to Okinawa with Kimiko. I'm guessing.
Right.
But yeah, no, I agree. I think Johnny's the best character. Miguel, I think them two have really good arcs as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, Miguel recovered from a broken back, basically. And yeah, Tori, that arc with Tori at the end, that was fantastic, man. Yeah.
Wow. Really wow. Well, even the relationship arcs too. Like, I never thought I would see Miguel and Kyler sitting down having a heart-to-heart where Kyler's giving him advice, And then the one I definitely didn't see coming was Sam and Tori being BFFs. Like, Mike, for a moment, I was turning into a girl, man. I was like, oh, they're getting along. They're besties now. They'll be waving their face like this. I'm like, oh, They're BFFs now, man. I don't know. I love seeing that, man, because like it got to the point where I thought somebody was gonna die between those two, and now that that they're getting along, and when they actually had that real heart to heart, like, look, you took my dude, and now you started with me, and it was bittersweet, Mike, because even though that scene got me, I was like, oh, that's what we needed, but I had to go to my phone and I had to scrap all the footage that I shot for my Sam LaRusso ain't shit video. I had to. It makes no sense to make it now.
That's true. Yeah, I did like in that exchange that she actually finally referenced what happened in season 1,
right?
When she accused her of the purse or the wallet, whatever it was.
I said, damn, I said, now I can't do the video, man. So it's just funny to see how all these relationships have changed. How karate was able to bring out the best of all these conflicts. Right. But of course, Dale and Johnny, out of all the kumbaya with everybody, like even Robbie and Miguel, like they're like brothers now. Even though they had to fight each other, but they're like brothers now. But it's like Dale and Johnny, you two just can't get it together, man.
I think a lot of the time it's LaRusso's fault, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like when you get the part where Johnny's trying to go house hunting,
right?
Daniel already knows that he's got a partner, Carmen. He's got the 2 boys.
Mm-hmm.
And he's about to have a baby, and they're living in this rundown apartment complex.
Right.
And like, plus Johnny then went into LaRusso and he sold that car straight away.
Yeah. I'm
like, give the guy a chance. Like, pay him some money.
Right.
There would be no issues because he'd be getting money to help fund the house, but instead he's getting them on like cheap labor.
Yeah.
And
he's a douche.
Yeah.
He's a good guy douchebag from Jersey.
He ain't shit.
Yeah, he ain't. You know what, Mike? I think you just planted a seed, brother. I think you just planted a seed. Daniel LaRusso ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly, every time a situation is going to get better, he does something to mess it up.
Right. No, I agree. And since we're on Daniel now, pause. Since we're talking LaRusso, so now we have Miyagi's little secrets.
Okay.
I'm assuming they're gonna, because I would hate for them to kind of go there, but then never address. I don't want to be that situation where they go there, then they kind of never address it again. They're like, okay, what came out of that? Like, what was resolved from that issue? So Miyagi apparently was not a saint. Okay, Miyagi, who Daniel holds up to Jesus almost. You got God, you got Jesus, you got Mr. Miyagi. Okay, right. So his world gets turned upside down when he finds out that Miyagi had some things going on. He robbed some people. Beat some people up. Had to change his name. Faked his birth date, fled the country. He fought in the Sakai Takai himself, shit that he didn't know, man. And my daughter kept laughing, Mike, because every time Miyagi's name would come up, Dane would start like freaking out. Like he snapped on Amanda. And my daughter thought it was the funniest shit. My daughter's like, wow, he's really butthurt over Miyagi.
He is, yeah.
He snapped on Amanda and then sucker punched Johnny, snuffed him in the nose.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, what do you think about the whole Miyagi secret thing? That whole subplot.
Well, I mean, I will say, Rashad, that today I've watched half of it, but I will start watching half of your video on Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you mentioned right at the beginning of the video about Miyagi was a thief in Karate Kid, and he was a drinker, obviously, before he met LaRusso and stuff. I think that's all boiling to bringing Hilary Swank's character in.
I know. Yeah, you did mention that. Yeah.
Because at some point, of course, it's a huge secret. Daniel LaRusso doesn't know. He thinks he's the only student ever of Miyagi's. But I think if they bring that in, it's going to lead to him, maybe having a little bit turbulent time after Karate Kid 3 and Karate Kid 4.
Right.
And maybe he find. See, because I thought when Johnny found out about what LaRusso was going through for Amanda, I thought he was going to be the one to instigate bringing Hilary Swank in. Like he learns about that somehow, and I think it's interesting, but it depends on how it plays out.
Right.
If they play it safe, or they actually go a bit more daring and say, "Well, actually, he isn't a saint, but he tried to make up for it after all these years later.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there. Because as much as I hated the next Karate Kid, I'm not opposed to that. Because Hilary Swank knew about Daniels. I think Miyagi did mention Daniel briefly in the next Karate Kid, but Daniel had no idea about her. So that would be interesting to meet Miyagi's other student and how that would play out. So I'm with that. But yeah, man, Miyagi. Listen, that first movie, man. Come on. Even in the second movie, something a little bit like, remember Miyagi taught Daniel that cheap shot move, the drop the rag technique.
Yeah,
that's not defense only.
Nah.
Yeah.
I think like Daniel's like so blindsided because when he was learning from Miyagi, he was only just a teenager,
right?
And it seemed as if when he started to become an adult, Miyagi passed at that point.
Well, I think he passed right after Anthony was born.
Oh, after Anthony, okay.
Yeah. Because he was around when Sam was a kid, and then when Anthony was a baby, I think that's when he passed away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So about 13 years, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing LaRusso's 13, 14, something like that.
Yeah.
But
Daniel, grow up, man. Like, come on, like. All right, you grow up, you realize your parents aren't perfect. Like I realized shit about my dad where I was like, damn, my dad was kind of and my kids will see the same thing about me. I beat him to the punch, so I let him know my flaws right away. I said, yeah, your dad got this and this issue, and
there he is, Mr. Bug.
Yeah. Supposed to be on his game, but I guess he got bored.
Hello.
That's Mike. He watches our videos.
There he is, the little legend.
Yeah, man. So, so Daniel, grow up, man. Yeah, Miyagi wasn't perfect, man. Get over it. Jeez.
Yeah, it's like he can't accept that at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the snap on his own wife, I said, damn. I said, you're not gonna hit her, are you? Because do you see how Amanda got scared? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was like, who is this guy? That's your crazy husband who's obsessed with Miyagi, though.
Yeah. Man, at this point, I'm starting to think he had a crush on Miyagi,
Something, I don't know, man. Like, did he tickle his balls at one time? Like, what the hell, I'm sorry. All right, so okay, so you say your favorite character so far is Johnny and you said Miguel, right? Johnny and Miguel.
Yeah, I've always had a soft spot for Miguel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and look, like you, like many others, man, I was disappointed when he lost to Robbie, but I knew it had to happen. I said, Robbie has to get a victory here, and there were hints that Robbie was going to win because, like I said, I just had a brain fart. When Sam went to Miguel, it was like, look, no matter what happens, like, look, you're good, everything's going to be okay. But in Robbie's case, it's like, no, this is all I've got. You know what I'm saying?
Miguel?
Huh? Miguel, yeah, I said that. Yeah, Sam told Miguel that everything was gonna be okay. So don't be trying to correct me, man. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. So you just ruined my train of thought.
Did Mr. Bug love Cobra Kai?
Did you like Cobra Kai?
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, he was there with me. We was watching the fight with Miguel and Robbie, and we were both standing up like, "Oh, let's go get the last point." Now that was a tense fight.
It was a great match.
It was a great matchup. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But okay, so we don't got the characters out the way, the arcs, the positives and negatives. Now let's get to the Sakai Takai.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna be real, Mike. There's no way the team that they have now, there's no way they're gonna beat that one guy. What's his name? Quan by himself, who reminds me of a young Chosen. Quan himself can take out that entire team solo.
Yeah.
I'm lying. Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, Dimitri. I think a few of the picks that Miyagi-Do's got is mainly for like easy eliminations. Like Devin's not going to win.
Right.
Dimitri's not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Hawk's not going to win.
Right.
And that Quan guy, I think the only way to beat Quan would be to use that numb the limbs technique.
Okay.
I think that would be how you could beat Quan.
Right. I don't know what this is, but Jason Entertainment, thanks for coming in.
Jason.
What's up, fam? Yeah, if that's legal, we'll see. I don't know the rules of the Sakai Takai. Like, is it gonna be like blood sport where anything goes, or is it gonna be like best of the best? Where have you seen Best of the Best yet?
No.
Do yourself a favor. It's on Tubi, I think. I think it's either on Tubi or Pluto. But check out Best of the Best because they've referenced that movie a lot in this season so far. So are they gonna stop shaking the table? So are they gonna have like those kind of rules where it's still like all out fighting, but you can like you do have illegal hits and illegal stuff, but like blood sport, you can do you can snap them in half and break their nose. And I'm assuming you've seen blood sport, right?
No.
Jeez.
I know. I'm sorry, Rashad.
Boogie's never seen blood sport.
He's disappointed.
Yeah. All right, so you have a homework assignment November, right before part 2 drops. Watch Bloodsport and watch Best of the Best.
Okay.
I never watched Best of the Best.
You never watched Best of the Best?
I watched the Bloodsport.
Okay, well I gotta show you Best of the Best then. Yeah, man. So yeah, I guess it depends on the rules. What do you think Sensei Barnes was about? The last one is that he was going to choose.
Oh, does he mean before the woods part?
Yeah, I guess before Johnny approached him, who was he going to choose? Yeah, Kenny and Hawk. Yeah, I agree. I'd agree.
Well, Hawk already came, so it just got to be one more.
Bloodsport is great. Never watched Best of. Yes, well, do yourself a favor. Watch Best of the Best. It's a late '80s martial arts movie. It is cheesy at times, but
Perez's dad, Roman, what's going
on? What's going on, fam? Anthony's daddy dropping. Yo, what's up?
Legend,
yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've seen Best of the Best. Yeah.
Yo, Herb, what's going on?
What's going on, fam?
What's going on? Hope you're well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, do yourself a favor, watch those movies. But
I will.
Yeah. But yeah. Kenny and Hawk should have been obvious. Because come on, Hawk he's a All Valley champion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Kenny, Kenny at one time was the leader of Cobra Kai. People forget. And this is when he was little Kenny. This is before the growth spurt Kenny. He was whooping everybody in Cobra Kai. Like he hit a Hawk with a silver bullet.
Right.
He took Hawk out.
Mm-hmm.
But,
he did.
In the season 6, it's like Kenny messed up, bro. And Kenny could be.
How do you mess up?
Because he couldn't even touch Miguel.
You couldn't touch Miguel. Well, yeah, Miguel. Yeah, Miguel's just a higher tier of fighter than Kenny. Yeah, Kenny can't fuck with Miguel right now. Okay, shoot. Okay, if it's still going. Yeah, definitely for sure. So Mike. Your thoughts on or did I ask you that already? Your thoughts on the Sakai Takai?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely intrigued as to where it's going to go. I think, of course, because you know how they showed like so many teams around the mats.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of them are just going to be for filler, and to go up against Miyagi or the Cobra Kai, and they're going to lose to them, of course.
Oh, you think they're going to lose to the Cobra Kai?
No, I because you know how you got Miyagi-Do and you got Cobra Kai?
Right.
But you know how you got those other random teams around the mat?
Okay, yeah.
Those random teams will lose to Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai.
Oh, yeah.
They're just there for filler, I think,
Well, yeah, because it's so funny. You're talking about, like, this is supposed to be, like, the best of the world, right? Don't Mike's gonna pick that up. You're talking about the best of the world, but I'm like, you telling me these kids that just learned karate, like, 2 days ago are, like, up there with the best karate fighters in the world? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Nah, definitely not.
Yeah.
I would have quite liked with this being the best of the world tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Those other teams we see around the mat, maybe some maybe some quick moments where we see those teams preparing for this tournament.
Right.
To at least give it a bit more believability that they could have a fighting chance of somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, you just know they're going to be filler now because they've shown nothing about them.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Robbie having that spotlight is crazy that he finished twice as a runner-up. Yeah, and Robbie, like Robbie always reminded me of the Green Ranger, man. Power Rangers. Robbie's no joke, man.
You can't fall asleep on Robbie.
No, you can't sleep on Robbie. I think there are two students I missed from Cobra Kai. I think Kenny might. Yeah, well, we were just saying that. I think Kenny and Devin are probably going to be the wild cards. That's going to fill that spot in Cobra Kai.
You said Devin.
Yeah.
If Devin's alright. I was shocked about this.
Oh, Mike did say that. Okay, anything goes. Bloodsport rules. Ooh.
Okay.
If it's Bloodsport rules, it's not looking good for Miyagi-Do's, man.
Nah.
They will get the.
What you mean? Now you don't even know what we're talking about. I'm just fucking with you, man.
No. Just not agree.
Well, no way, yeah, because Bloodsport rules, yeah. When I say anything goes, like there's a part in Bloodsport where somebody's bone gets kicked out of their leg. Yeah.
That's no trouble to me this day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually showed him Bloodsport. Yeah, he's seen that part. Yeah. You see the guy like he's holding him up like this, and he actually like kicks his shin bone out of his, like you see the bone pop out of his leg.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Bloodsport almost makes Into the Dragon look like preschool. You know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if we're talking those rules, yeah, Miyagi-Do's might be in trouble because I can't see any situation where Dimitri can be that aggressive where he can do that to somebody. You know.
No way. Unless someone had a hold of his girlfriend, maybe then.
Maybe. Okay, well, be that we're on him. Pause. What about the whole thing with him and Hawk, where they were supposed to go to MIT together, and he's having a whole fit because Hawk didn't apply.
Yeah, man. I just don't understand at this point why Hawk wouldn't tell him.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no reason. I mean, it would have made more sense for Hawk to say, like, yeah, I haven't applied yet, or like,
right.
I'm going to study my other options first.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, it's just become like a big secret.
Yeah.
I guess it's just for drama, though, isn't it?
I was about to say that was for dramatic effect, yeah. But I mean, that was some schoolgirl type shit, man. I mean, well, I don't know, but then again, I was never in that situation where me and my best friend were like really smart. We were going to the same college and stuff, man. We just, it was no big deal. So I couldn't relate to that situation. Like, well, what is he so mad about?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, acting like they're dating or something, man. And what the hell happened to? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say very quickly. It's one of those where it's a typical trope.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many high school movies have we seen where it's like the boy and girl are going to go to separate colleges or best friends, and then they fall out? It's just that kind of trope, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, being that they're so-called binary brothers, I guess that's. But I couldn't relate to it. I'm like, Dimitri, calm down. You act like that's your woman.
Right.
I said, your woman's over there with the nose job. That's your woman. Get her.
Yeah.
And what happened to Moon? Because Hawk was going with Moon, and I didn't see Moon yet this season.
Moon disappeared, Mom.
Moon's nowhere to be found. Yeah.
Moon said,
what a fine self. Yeah, I miss Moon.
Yeah, me too.
Like what?
You talking about
Moon's fine. Yeah, she grown.
I think Mr. Bug misses Moon as well.
No, he's Team Sam. He's crushing on Sam.
Oh. I don't crush on her that much.
Oh, you're not crushing on her no more?
I said I don't crush on her that much.
Who's he crushing on now?
Yeah, who's your crush now? You can't say Tori. Tori's mine.
I don't know.
You don't know no more?
I said I don't crush on
What about Devin? Much. What about Devin Lee?
Devin, Devin, Pitt,
she put the laxatives in, yeah.
I don't want
you don't trust her. You see how smart I got him? You see with it?
Yeah.
He said that he wanted to date Devin because Devin might tell you never trust a big butt and a smile. That girl is poison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Can't be trusted.
Can't be trusted. Do you think we're gonna see Terry Silver again? Do you think Terry Silver's gonna pop up somewhere?
I think so.
Like Terry Silver is.
I think so because like this season ultimately is the last season for all the characters.
Right.
So by the end of it, we've got to get a resolution for Kreese, Silver, Kim.
Right.
The binary brothers, whoever, So even if it's the case of it shows him in prison, and that's where he's going to rot for the rest of his life with with Kreese maybe joining them, you know?
Yeah, and because if you think about it, the whole Sakai Takai was Silver's idea,
right?
Because if you remember, I think it was season 5 where Kreese he just wanted to focus on the students in Cobra Kai, and Terry Silver always thought big. He was like, "Why stay in the valley, man? This is the biggest competition in the world." So it was his idea. It was his baby to begin with.
Right.
Right. But yeah, man. On paper, yeah, the Miyagi-Dos should have no chance at all.
They're gonna be losing some limbs.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They will lose their head.
Lose their head.
I don't say head. That was say bones.
I think if they're gonna stand any chance, if it's like anything goes, they'd have to have like Johnny Rubles. I think.
Yeah.
Not LaRusso. They're not gonna win anything.
Nah. Well, I want to bring that up too. So yeah, Daniel, like we said, could be very disrespectful. So it's supposed to be the 3 of them, right? It's supposed to be Daniel, Johnny, and Chosen. They're supposed to all teach lessons on different days. And the fact that Daniel on Johnny's day decided to take it away from him and give it to Chosen, and I'm like, dude, like, why are you so disrespectful, man? I mean, you said, okay, his whole thing is balance, right? So, okay, you teach the defensive side and, the zenfulness of Miyagi-Do, but then Johnny brings the aggression and the toughness of, Eagle Fang. Like, that was supposed to be the deal. And every time Johnny wants to teach a lesson, Daniel always cop blocks and be like, "No, Johnny, you can't do that. They're just kids." I'm like, sit the fuck down, man. God.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And then, but again, go back to what we were saying, Rashad. LaRusso, the one causing the problem by doing that.
Right.
And then also the other time when Johnny goes on a test drive with the customer and he finds Daniel's car out in the middle of nowhere.
Right. Yeah.
Again, LaRusso was meant to be teaching them at the dojo. Again, if you just went to the dojo, there wouldn't be a problem.
There would be no problem, yeah. And it was one of those, it's one of those, well, it's not what it seems. What is it? It looks like you have your students out here in the middle of nowhere teaching them on your own. And then he tries to pull the boss card like, well, yeah, I am your boss. Take him back to the dealership right now, and we'll deal with this later. Like, who do you think you're talking to?
Right.
John should have whooped him.
Man, John should have snuffed him right then and there, man.
LaRusso ain't shit.
Ain't shit. You know what? Thank you, Mike. Thank you, because I had to scrap the whole Sam LaRusso thing now, but now I gotta do the Daniel one.
You've got the perfect target.
I got the perfect target now, because I know Chosen was on the same page with Daniel, but see, Chosen had a legitimate reason why he was, siding with Daniel, because at this point he feels like Miyagi-Do is all he has. Like he said, he has nothing left in Okinawa, and I think he's still sore about losing to Terry Silver. I think they said he would have had 80 stitches in his back or whatever from when he got sliced with the katana. Yeah, so Miyagi-Do is all he has. So it's like, listen, I want to hang on to this. I'll fight for this. I'll die for this because this is all I got. But Daniel, come on, man. Daniel's whole mission is kissing Miyagi's ass. That's it.
Honestly, man,
all he got just saw getting crying about what Miyagi did.
Yeah, Miyagi's secrets. Yeah. What you saying, Mike?
Nah, he's just a big crybaby.
Yeah. And he's been like that since the beginning, since the first movie.
He's the true villain.
Yeah, he is. He really is. He really is, man. God.
But I wanted to quickly just say something that Emma said to me a while ago, and I think she makes a great point. So you know how we were talking at the beginning about this being separated into 3 parts,
right?
So I think what Emma said, and I agree. I think that next year we're going to get the Karate Kid movie.
Okay.
Probably not long after the end of Cobra Kai, where the hype is still there. And Emma was saying that she thinks Jackie Chan's going to be in the last episode to set that up.
As long as they don't bring in Jaden, I'm okay with that. Jackie Chan's a legend, so I can live with Jackie Chan coming in there, but do not bring Jaden in.
I think it would be Jackie Chan only.
Yeah.
It would make sense for the new movie with them teaming up. Because as you said, you can't have that new movie and not acknowledge any of the Cobra Kai stuff.
Right.
It just makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense, because this show's been around since 2018. So you're talking about world building for 6 years, only to retcon it and start a whole new world and take Dane LaRusso and make him part of that. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, if they did that, I think a lot of fans would hate the new movie and it would get trashed.
Mm-hmm. All right. So besides Julie Pierce, is there anybody else that you would like to see that you could think of that has not appeared on the show, or that's not appeared in a long time that you want to see before the show ends?
I'm trying to have a think. Because I think everyone's kind of appeared in the show, or they've been in recently.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I'll throw it over to you because I'm a bit stumped, actually, apart from Julie Pierce and maybe Jackie Chan,
Yeah, Julie Pearson, I'm not opposed to, even though I hate that movie, but I like Hilary Swank as an actress, so I wouldn't be opposed to that. But Dutch, I know the actor that played Dutch doesn't act anymore. They approached him, and he politely refused. But man, come on, for the fans, we gotta see Dutch one more time.
But didn't they reference him?
Yeah, he's in prison.
Yeah, so they did reference him.
That one character, who would it be?
I just said Dutch.
What if?
I thought you say Moon or something.
What if Terry Silver meets Dutch in prison? Now that would be cool.
That would be interesting. Yes, that would be interesting. Yeah, because Dutch. I mean, even though Johnny was the big baddie, but I remember as a kid, Dutch was like the number 2 guy that we used to emulate. Because we would play like fake All Valley tournament. As kids, you're like, okay, well, I'm Johnny. I'm Dutch. I'm nobody wanted to be Daniel, unfortunately. Nobody wanted to be Daniel, but Dutch and Johnny were like the 2 that everybody wanted to be.
Right.
So yeah, I'm with that, man.
That could be cool. It could be a good way to bring him in as well.
Right.
Even if it's like a quick cameo in a prison cell or something.
Yeah, and well, speaking of characters that came back again, it was good to see Stingray, but I don't know about you, but I was thinking, are they like setting up for a spinoff? Because I heard there's supposed to be spinoffs after Cobra Kai, and it felt like that scene was kind of just there to say, hey, this is a show that's going to possibly happen later on, like the future Cobra Kai's as Stingray as the sensei. I hope they don't do it, but I kept thinking that. I'm like, they're going to start planting seeds for the spinoffs after this. What do you think?
No. It would make sense to make spinoffs after this.
Right.
I don't think we'd need that Stingray spinoff.
Nah.
No, definitely not. I mean, if they did it a spinoff, it would make sense to do on like the Binary Bros, maybe. Maybe like Miguel and pop up for an episode or 2,
Right.
But I don't know. I think it's going to depend on how well the Karate Kid movie does.
Yeah.
If that does really well, I can see them doing like sequels of that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a spinoff I really want to see, Mike, is I want to see a young Miyagi spinoff. So, say Miyagi back in the day when him and Sato were friends, and then show how it led up to them falling out and then going into Karate Kid 2. So I would love to see that show. And for some reason, I want to see like anime version of when Johnny was a teenager, saying before David came into the picture. Because you hear him tell these stories all the time about, meeting Allie and how they was in the movie theater watching Rocky 3. They was throwing popcorn at Allie and stuff and all the fights and stuff. So you hear all these cool stories from Johnny, but it's like, damn, we didn't get to see that in the first movie. So how cool would it be if they had like an animated version of that showing young Johnny with the Cobras back in the day in the 80s?
Right. That would be awesome.
That would be hype, right? I'd watch that.
Yeah. And it would be different as well.
Yeah.
And it could obviously connect it into the universe as well.
Right.
Keep the universe relevant as well.
Yeah. Show Johnny when he used to be cool, man. I mean, because Johnny's cool, but in a laughable way. You know what I'm saying? He's cool because he's still trapped in the 80s and he doesn't know a lot of shit, so it's funny. But show Johnny when he was the man,
Well, there was 2 parts in this. There was 2 parts in the season 6, Rashad. I was thinking to myself, Rashad's probably loving this moment.
Yeah.
There was there was the first part when the girls are having a sleepover, and he's like, the Mr. T sleeping bag is mine.
That's mine. Yep.
I knew you would love that part.
Yeah.
And I love the part when he went into the pawn shop.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like wanting the axe to do a Rocky IV montage.
Rocky IV, yes. And any Rocky references, man, I'm down for, man. You know what I'm saying? Because as a kid, I had a Mr. T. I had the Mr. T 18 figures. I had a Mr. T Rocky 3 toy. I had a Mr. T piggy bank. Had a Mr. T
piggy bank. Wow.
I had a Mr. T piggy bank. Those did exist. Mr. T cereal I used to eat. Shit. When I was in the 11th grade, man, I used to have Mr. T cereal. 11th grade, I actually gave myself a mohawk like Mr. T.
Wow.
Before I gotta show you the picture, man. I got it somewhere on my phone, man. Before a football game, I actually gave myself a mohawk. I took a razor and shaved both sides, just kept this part up. We lost, but and everybody blamed me for it, but that's how much of a Mr. T fan I was.
I've got to see that picture.
Yeah. Huh?
Who's Mr. T?
Clubber Lang. That's his real name, Mr. T. That's his legal name, by the way. First name, Mr., middle name, period, last name, T. He legally changed his name to Mr. T.
That's crazy.
Man. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, though, man. Is there anything else you want to add about part 1 that we haven't touched on yet?
No, man, it's been great having a chat with you, though, and thanks for having me.
Yeah. Oh, dude, this felt great. This felt like taking a shit, man. I had all this stuff inside, and now it just came out, man. I feel so much better. Gosh.
Me too.
Yeah, I feel much better. Oh well, we did. Okay, one last thing we didn't talk about. Sensei Kim, the granddaughter.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't talk about her. So I felt like she was more merciful this time around, as opposed to last season where she was more cutthroat and hard. Where here it's almost like she didn't know what she was doing as a sensei. You know, because being that she trains directly with her grandfather, she should know Cobra Kai more than anybody. But then Kreese comes and like suns you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got my boy Perp to add his 2 cents. Okay, Perp.
Yeah, just
what's good? Oh shit! Oh, hello.
Miyagi and Matt. And they were like best friends at the time, and that's what kind of set off everything that we see now.
Oh, we gotta say that again, bro. I couldn't make out what you were saying. I hear you now, yeah.
Fuck. Of course, StreamYard is messing up right now. My bad. Excuse my language. But
StreamYard's the devil.
Now I was saying,
can be the devil.
I was saying for one of the spinoffs, I could see it being a young Miyagi. And we see him and like Master Kim, and they start off as best friends or something like that. And the whole robbery thing, that probably has something to do with it, possibly. Like they were both like doing some like, you know, shady stuff like in their youth, and one person went one direction, the other person went one direction in their life, and that caused the whole Cobra Kai versus Miyagi-Do rivalry up until this point. I could I could definitely see a connection with Kim and Miyagi, you know, and just so happened by chance, you know, they run into each other again with Daniel, who had some beef with Johnny in the first movie, you know. It's like that's like a full circle moment. But like I was saying with Sensei Kim, I'm gonna ask both of y'all. So what are your thoughts about Sensei Kim this so far? Like, do you think she kind of, I don't know, went soft? Because like I said, she should know Cobra Kai more than anybody, and Kreese comes and teaches her the game. And I'm like, wait a minute, how you teaching her about the way of the fist? And she's working directly with the source, which is old man Kim, who should be in a grave.
Right.
Yeah, she's pretty much like a non-factor to me, honestly. I don't, you know, feel too bad. She's just kind of like on the sidelines, just, you know what I'm saying? But maybe they'll give her more to do in like part 2 or something like that. Or like I said, it might have something to do with the spinoff. You know, they can flesh out her character. They're like a younger version of her character.
Yeah. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I think she's more of like a background character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you're right, Rashad. Like all this years, like when she was a little girl, at that flashback we get, she's been learning from that Sensei Kim, who's obviously got like dangerous methods and all, and that's how she's kind of learned karate.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, it's kind of like Kreese, who came along, never had teachings from Kim, as far as I'm aware.
Right.
And all of a sudden, she's like, "Oh yeah,
well, back in the
you're
day
the
when they were
leader. You
younger.
can take over. I'll just sit in the background."
Right.
And I'm just like, she's going to be this menacing threat, but we never get that from her.
But I can see effect because the way she reacted to Quan, I feel like that's her son, possibly. Like Quan's her son, and that's why she kind of had that kind of like look on her face where she's like, I don't know, I don't really not liking where this is going with this character.
Well, okay, well that's another thing because listen, I'm not a sensei. Neither of us are senseis, right? You know, you put us in the dojo, we'll get our asses kicked. But even I can see when I first saw Quan, I was like, that's the guy. Like, how could she not see that? Like, because she kept bragging on the #1 student, saying like, yeah, you know, anything you ask, he'll do. But then Quan comes out. I said, this dude just oozes Cobra Kai. You know what I'm saying? This dude pisses way of the fist. How can you not see that? That's not your Johnny Lawrence. And Kreese picked up on it immediately. How did Kim not pick up on that? You know,
and I think I feel like that's on purpose. She probably doesn't want him to be, you know, the top person and whatnot, or just somewhat trying to protect him. That's why, like, cause just like I was just reading her body language and seeing like, oh man, I don't want him to get this involved with certain things. Like he could still be a part of the, you know, process, but like, I don't know. I'm not liking this type of thing. But also, I like the theory that's going around that Kreese is the one that killed Tori's mom or unalived his.
Oh, that's obvious.
Mom.
That's obvious.
Yeah.
That's obvious. Yeah.
That's another charge too.
That's because the first thing you see, I think somebody commented that earlier too, because they close up on the fist, with their fist being closed, and when I saw that immediately, I said, oh, that was Kreese. Kreese did that.
Because I was watching somebody's video and they said like you know, there was no traces of, you know, there was blood clots and stuff. Somebody was, I forget exactly the channel's name, but they were saying like he could have possibly used snake venom and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, they zoomed in on Tori. Yeah, I noticed that too. And like I was telling my son earlier, I said the way I see this playing out is Tori's going to be on the dark side for a while, and then Kreese is going to tell on himself. He's going to say, yeah, you know, when they found your mom dead in your apartment, you know, I know that wait a minute, how'd you know that they found my mom dead in the apartment? Well, I'm just, you know, well, she died. Yeah, but I never told you that. How did you know that? You killed my mom, you son of a bitch. And that's gonna be a turn back to the light side again. That's also, my prediction.
Also, real quick, I know I'm just rambling. I know you're trying to wrap up, but because we only saw four people. We saw Tori was the fourth, right? I see Kenny popping up, and I think we're gonna get probably a new female character to go against Devin. Devin's gonna get her ass whooped as she should, because she's the top op right now.
Devin.
And that new character is gonna probably fight Sam or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. But it would be dope to see a new female character on the Cobra Kai side that we haven't seen before, or something like that. Because it's like, how many female characters is Sam gonna have to fight? Or that's the whole. That's the one thing I'm kind of trying to see how that's gonna work out is the lineup, because they said the captains, they fight last, right?
Right.
So it's just like, how are they gonna go about? Is it like a process of elimination, or like how they're gonna go about these matches and stuff? That's gonna be interesting. So.
Yeah, I feel Kenny's definitely going to be the wild card here, because there's no way they make him go out like that. You know what I'm saying? And that was that's the last that we saw of Kenny. You know, so I think we're going to see a Cobra Kai gi on him again. And like I was telling Mike, once he goes back to the dark side, not even Sean can bring him back. You know.
Yeah, he got his brown belt and stuff like that. I hate that for that brother, man. Like, I got embarrassed that brother like that, man. But you know, that's on Devin. She got to cause unnecessary problems. Like, yo, Devin definitely deserves to, like, she need to get her ass whooped, like.
Oh yeah. And like I was telling Mike, I was rooting for her too, man, because you know she's the underdog. She wants to. I was rooting for Devin, and when she did that, I said, "No, what you doing, girl? What you doing?"
I've just had an idea.
What's that?
What if, as you guys are saying, which I agree, what if Kenny is the wild card for Cobra Kai?
Right.
Devin gets found out, and LaRusso takes her place, and then Kenny's
Anthony.
against.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because Anthony is he is out there with them, isn't he? Like he is.
No, he didn't make the team. No, he didn't make the team. But I mean, but of course, he's probably going to be there with them. You know, to be with his pops.
That'd be something.
That would be crazy.
I mean, they've teased right at the end of that interaction. They teased that Kenny and LaRusso fight again. You know, and he's pissed at LaRusso, so it would make sense. I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. They have to fight again. Yeah. Kenny versus Lapusso, man. It's got to happen.
But at the end of it, Robbie needs to win, bro. Robbie needs that W. Like I feel like it's time for him to give him that W. Because a lot of people thinking he's gonna get injured. I'll be like, don't do that to him again, bro. Like
I said,
if anybody gets injured, I was just saying, if anybody gets injured, it should be like Miguel. Somebody like finds his weak spot, something like Kreese tells him like, yo, he had a messed up back or something like that, or tries to like go for that and takes him out real quick or something like that. I just feel like it should be Robbie.
Right.
I said that too, Perp. I said that something's gonna happen when Robbie's gonna get hurt and Miguel's gonna have to fight for him and end up winning the whole thing. But I don't know, Mike, what was you gonna say?
I agree with you guys. I think it makes sense Robbie will win because if you think about it, Sam's pretty much gonna have a college place. Hawk and Dimitri pretty much will.
Right.
Miguel's on a deferred list. So I know it says like the odds are against him. He's not going to get put on, but more likely he'll probably get accepted.
Right.
But you got to think in the big picture. What's Robbie got for him if he doesn't win this tournament?
Right.
He can't go to college with his juvie record and stuff. And Tori's in that kind of same position.
Right.
So it kind of would make sense for Robbie to win and maybe Tori as well for the women's side. So they have like a scholarship.
Yeah, I can see. I can see Tori because, like, with Tori and Sam, it's interesting because that could go either way. But I feel like because their whole thing is they have to settle that because that was a win that was bought off and stuff. So they gotta like Sam was talking about closure and stuff. And I feel like if she loses this time fair and square, I don't think she'll feel any type of way. But I feel like that can go either way. But if Tori gets that'd be a cool win for her because she actually beat her fair and square.
Yeah, and Tori, if you think about it, Tori has never beat Sam. Tori's never beat Sam. Like in this, that's why it's so funny because in the school fight, Tori won. I mean, Sam won that fight, but for whatever reason, Tori had her shook. That's the first time ever I've seen somebody win a fight and be scared of the person that they beat. So she beat her at school
because
it's what?
Nah, go keep on.
Oh no!
I was just gonna say because like go ahead.
Oh, I think StreamYard's fucking with us right now, man. They got that delayed shit going on. But real quick, I'm just gonna say, she beat her at the school, she beat her at the LaRusso house, and then technically speaking, at the tournament, Sam did win that fight. Because if the ref didn't cheat, Sam would have won. And I think also Sam is just a more seasoned fighter than Tori is because she's been doing it her whole life. You know what I mean?
Sorry to interrupt. I've just had an idea.
Okay.
So you know how we've said, and I know Perp said as well in the comment, said about Kreese killing Tori's mom?
Right.
Well, what if Tori wins the fight and she gets on a recording that Kreese admits the murder? And then that would send him to jail.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can definitely see that.
But
but like to the whole Tori and Sam thing, like what I liked about Robbie and Miguel, they settled their shit right there in the mat. Like they don't need to ever fight again. They settled that. Like and I like that Miguel, even though he was pissed off that he lost, he still gave Robbie his props and stuff. He had to eat that one, but he lost fair and square.
Right. I still think Miguel could beat Robbie though. Like, I think those two are so even. I think on any given day, one could beat the other one. You know what I'm saying? Because they had that fight.
It's just interesting how like their perspectives have kind of changed. You could just tell like when Robbie is calm and cool and collective, he can win. Same thing with Miguel. But it's like once one of them gets emotional or something like that, that's where they start to mess up.
Right. Yeah. But I think, so Robbie Miguel is so even where like I said, any given day. But I just think, even though I'm Team Tory, don't get me wrong, I fucks with Tory over Sam, but I'm just talking about on a power scale. Yeah, Sam should beat Tory any day of the week. Twice on Sunday.
And Demetrius is getting packed up. Like he's the first one I think is going to get packed up. Like I think he's going to put up a good fight, like a good first round, and then he's just going to get. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I definitely think that somebody's going to get permanently injured in this fight. I just don't feel like Cobra Kai, this team, does not play fair. Like this dude Quan is definitely dangerous. He's probably not going to fight multiple people, but like the people on his team definitely aren't going to fight like clean and stuff at all. So
I'm excited about that too, because never in the Karate Kid universe have we had a big baddie like Quan. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that's legit. Because I heard this guy's like legit. This dude can like
really fight. I've seen his tapes. Yeah, like they're all real, like on the Cobra Kai side, they're all like real martial artists and stuff like that. That's crazy.
Right, because as far as the Karate Kid universe, probably the best fighter was Johnny, which he wasn't. I mean, he had a wrestling background, but then he learned karate for the movie, and he got really good at it. So Johnny Billy Zabka, he's kind of legit too, and Mike Barnes, Sean Kanan, he's got a martial arts background, but somebody like that can actually like really fight. Where you're like, I don't know how they're gonna win this shit, man.
But before I hop off, I just want to like give like some shout outs to like a couple characters. First being Johnny, because like he's shown like probably like the most character development out of all 6 seasons. Like just how he's moving, how he's just like not resulting just to throwing his fist all the time. Even when Daniel punched him in his face and he didn't even react, he's just like, all right, that's how you feel and stuff like that. That shows real that's crazy growth right there. And Peyton List, Tori needs an Emmy nomination. I don't care how they do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know Disney be having those Oscars and Emmys like bought up, so but that needs to happen. And shout out to Mike Barnes though, like for really shaking things up, because he really like he's like, fuck all this, excuse my French. He's like, forget all this kumbaya, you know what I'm saying? We got to shake things up, and I think I feel like that was the game changer for this first part. Mike Barnes kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Well, I want to add to that real quick too. Yeah, that pissed me off about Daniel too. How Mike is like, look, this tournament is no joke. Like people die on this shit. Like this is serious. And then when Daniel's on that, oh my God, you're going back to your bad boy ways again. I'm like, dude, get your pussy ass out of here, man. Go take your Nepo baby and go on somewhere.
When Sam fell into the water, he was like, oh, Sam. Like, come on, bro. Funny.
I get you're the father, man, but, like Johnny said, like, we have no idea what we're up against. You worried about Anthony's bloody nose.
I really love that scene though, like when Tori does herself and like she tells everybody her mom down, and they go back into like the little dojo room and like they just argue and stuff. That was a great scene.
That was a great scene. Yeah. Billy Zabka, he channeled some shit there too, because remember he lost his mom, so he connected with Tori there. So he was like, dude, like you should have let her work her shit out the way she needs to. Leave her alone. And Dave's like, no, that's not the way. It's not the Miyagi-Do. He's like, man, I'm so sick of hearing that. And I felt him too. I said, I'm so sick of hearing that name. I'm so sick of hearing about Miyagi-Do. And man, by the way, like your sensei has some, some secrets. That's what Daniel kind of like, what? Johnny should have kicked the shit out of him when he snuffed him, man.
I don't know what he expected though. I mean, when you bring Mike Barnes into the picture, the history he's had with Mike Barnes, he's not gonna be Miyagi overnight. That guy, you'd have to do a lot of training to get him to Miyagi level,
Right. Yeah, bad boy of karate. Yeah. Right. By the way, Perp, your avatar thing scares me, man. That shit is like creepy as shit.
S-Hawk from One Piece. Yeah. That was just like an impact frame with one of the animations. That's not what he really looks like. It's just like when character like they'll add like little things or like little images like this. It was really cool.
Yeah, that's nightmare fuel right there, man. Thank you. I'm gonna have a nightmare tonight. All right. So, but yeah, I want to thank both of y'all for coming on and giving your input and your 2 cents and predictions, and I hope some of them come to pass, man. So we shall see. Part 2 coming in November. And what? Oh, the picture. I hope it scares you too.
Nope.
So real quick, man. If you guys want to plug in your channel, Mike, I'll start with you. Plug your channel in. What you got coming up?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Well, first, Rashad, thanks for having me on again, man. Really, really appreciate it. Definitely have to get together for part 2 discussion when that comes out.
No doubt.
Yeah, as for myself, I put a review out today for Twisters. I just put that out today, and I've now got a little bit of time off work, just vacation time.
Okay.
So going to be filming a lot of YouTube, and Z Talks returns next Sunday.
Yes, sir. And I'll be on.
Return. Yeah, man. So that will be on 8 o'clock UK time till midnight, or 3 p.m. your time, Rashad, till 7. I was trying to figure out the time differences there.
Right.
So yeah, man, that's what I've got coming up.
All right, yeah, I'm excited for that, man. I always look forward to Z Talks, man. Always a good time on there when StreamYard's not fucking up. And Perp, what you got coming up, fam?
Oh boy, I got a lot. Perp show stream next Sunday, talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. Go to see Deadpool and Wolverine this week. We got the Horror Never Dies season 2 coming out next month. Rashad should be there too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got a bunch of stuff. So yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah, Perp, man. This guy sees everything, man. Like sometimes he be reviewing movies I never even heard of, which is cool.
Yeah,
which is cool because he puts me on the stuff that that I normally would not have watched. And then when I watch, I said, "Damn, that was good."
You gotta watch Oddity. You gotta watch Oddity. You gotta go check that out.
I see. Yeah, I seen your review for that. Yeah, I see your review for that. Yeah,
that joint, crazy.
No doubt, man. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and head out here. Thank you everybody for watching, commenting, and all that good stuff. And until next time, man, we out.
Yeah. See you guys.
All right, and now.